Ja, hallo Leute und herzlich willkommen zurück zu Starfield. Das Ganze spielen wir natürlich wie immer in bester 4K Ultra-Auflösung. Und falls ihr mir mal live beim Spielen zusehen wollt, kommt doch einfach direkt auf Twitch vorbei. Den Link findet ihr wie immer unten in der Beschreibung. Boah, ist das ein fettes Raumschiff hier. Naja. Wollte ich nicht was anderes hier anziehen? Das ist doch was Cooles hier, oder? Obwohl. Ja. Der Harry.
You'll be scanned as you enter the city. Please keep. Okay.
Ja, jetzt bin ich echt mal gespannt, was hier gleich abgeht.
By the way,
So, noch
Captain.
5-mal den Sauerstoff verbrauchen. Dann kann ich da wieder upgraden. Aber vielleicht sollte ich jetzt erstmal ein bisschen was in die Waffen stecken, weil das dauert ja ewig, die ganzen Kämpfe.
Good work with the bartender. Won't be the last time you'll be hustling information in some spaceport.
Hä? Da ist er.
Greetings, citizen. Welcome to the UC.
Servus. So, jetzt. Ja, mal gespannt, wie da jetzt die Story weitergeht. Und ob der jetzt wirklich was damit zu tun hatte. So, Junge, jetzt aber.
Well, what a pleasant surprise. When I heard you and Hadrian were headed for Londinian of all places, I presumed you must be onto something big. Did you find what you were looking for?
Ja, genau, oder? Stell dich nicht dumm, wir wissen es. Du steckst hinter den Angriffen auf New Atlantis und Tau Ceti.
Now, what in the heavens would make you claim something as ludicrous as that?
Wir haben eine Aufzeichnung entdeckt, eine unsichtbare Waffe. Du redest über die Terramorphs.
Did you? Well, I don't know what you think you heard on this recording, but I sincerely hope you didn't come to the wrong conclusions. After all, given the Cabinet's current state of anxiety, they might misinterpret such a discovery to mean I could have been involved with the attacks. Perhaps I can convince you to keep this among us. You have my undivided attention.
Also, ich werde niemanden ein Sterbenswörtchen verraten. Ich will nur die Wahrheit erfahren.
You want to hear the words then? I did it. The
Ach,
terraforming
was?
attacks on Tau Ceti, New Atlantis, my doing. Years of coordination between my associate and I. Figuring out how to deploy the Lazarus plant's pollen outside of Londinian. Learning to synthesize it. Use it as a weapon. Now,
Und warum?
being as clever as you are, I'm sure you have thoughts on why I might do such a thing.
Weil du wahnsinnig bist und ein Mörder und nur lebst, um zu töten. Solange es etwas zu arbeiten, so lange an etwas zu arbeiten, das wirkt, als wäre es etwas Persönliches.
You can be more right. The
Ach was.
attacks were a correction. When I discovered the plant, I did consider handing over what I'd found, but we were at war. And I couldn't risk information that dangerous falling into the wrong hands. So I ordered the bombing of the Londinian spaceport, fixing two problems at once. Halting the spread of the city's terramorph outbreak, and sealing away knowledge of the plant's potential.
Okay. Du hast nicht mal deinen eigenen Leuten in der UC vertraut?
These were the final days of the colony war, Captain. The Freestar Collective had spies everywhere. I was concerned that if word got out, the Collective could swoop down, start breeding Lazarus plants, and overrun our worlds with waves of terramorphs. Just like what was happening on Londinian at that very moment. Sealing off the city to prevent mass death? It was the only option that made sense at the time.
Vielleicht ist es besser, wenn weniger Menschen es wissen.
Precisely. In that moment, I couldn't allow another dangerous variable to be added to an already catastrophic war. But then, as the war ended, my trial, my execution, I made a decision. After all, I'd given everything for the colonies. My life as I knew it included. And what did I get in return? Was there any effort by the UC to protect my legacy? My daughter's legacy? No. We were sacrificed when all we did was serve. So I kept what I'd learned and arranged the attacks to set things right again. My daughter, she becomes a hero. I become a trusted advisor, having found Kaiser, the research team, and cement my new position of influence when I hand them the name of the person responsible for the attack on New Atlantis. The dear departed Dr. Reginald Orlays, the associate who aided me all these years, and whom I always slated to take the fall. What luck he was stopped dead before he could hurt anyone else. His decades on the run brought to an end by another unlikely hero. You.
Ach so. Warum zur Hölle schert es dich, ob die UC dich als Berater wollen?
Why would I want to be in the good graces of the people who control my very life? I don't know, Captain. Maybe I still dream of a life outside these walls someday. A new face would be needed, of course, but it wasn't an impossibility. Though now, I'm not so sure.
Ich bin also nur ein Aufräumteam. Du hältst dich wohl für äußerst schlau.
Captain, please. You've benefited here as much as I have. Maybe more. It's why I had Orlays reprogram Kaiser. Had that old machine guide you to where I found the plant all those years ago. I went to great lengths to ensure your and Hadrian's success. And look at the results. I know for a fact the Cabinet's planning to honor both you and Hadrian once this is all done. Isn't that preferable to languishing away in obscurity? Running jobs on the
Also, ich weiß nicht. Ich glaube, ich verrate es doch nicht. Und genieße meine Vorzüge.
Precisely. And let's not forget the importance of our actual endgame. Eliminating the terramorphs. Securing knowledge of the Lazarus plant. What we've set in motion is going to protect thousands, maybe millions of lives. I'm simply requesting one more life be protected. Mine. I've already sent along the evidence of Orlez's role in the attacks to the cabinet, leaving out my own involvement. All I ask is that you confirm as much to the cabinet. Tell them that it was Orlez and Orlez alone. After all, I do still have a long list of threats to the UC. This needn't be the end of our good works together.
Also, ich verbünde mich mal mit dem guten Menschen hier. Schön, ich sorge dafür, dass alles Orlez angehängt wird.
Splendid. Then I won't keep you. You've got important work, after all. Here's to a bright future.
Ja. Und jetzt bin ich der neue Komplize. Und muss ich jetzt als nächstes? Okay. Mission, Mission, Mission. Das hier. Kann ich da jetzt schnell traveln oder? Wir schauen mal, ob das näher ist. Ja. Jetzt.
Perfect timing. We just got in. So on our end, good news. The microbe and the acyles are both as effective against heat leeches as they are against terramorphs.
Means either plan should work for clearing those critters off our worlds.
Considering what the Lazarus plant is capable of, I don't think we can deal with those things fast enough. I already sent along info to the cabinet to get them up to speed. So what about your end? Did you find anything? Any leads on who might have committed the attacks?
Ja. So, es war ein Mann namens Dr. Reginald Orlez. Er steckte hinter den Angriffen.
Orlez? Reginald Orlez? He did this? I didn't think he was still alive. You're sure it was him?
Mhm. Absolut, der Beweis ist in diesem Moment unterwegs zum Kabinett.
I don't know much about Orlez, but anyone with a sick mind like that needs to be tried for his crimes and then dealt with appropriately.
That's some impressive work. So then give us the rundown. Where's Orlez now? Were you able to bring him in?
Nope, der Typ ist tot, genau. Der Kerl wollte mich töten. Das war sein letzter Fehler.
I see. It would have been good to be able to question him, but I've been in those situations. I'm sorry you had to go through it. Any idea why he might have done it? Or what he was doing with the plant?
Keine Ahnung. Er hat kein Geständnis
I
hinterlassen.
can't imagine the amount of work it took to deploy the Lazarus plant off-world. Strange to go to all that trouble and not state your reasons.
Well, the man knew how to hold a grudge. I wouldn't be shocked if this was him getting back at the UC for trying to put him on trial.
I guess. Well, at least he won't be able to hurt anybody else now. Might be the best we could ask for, given the circumstances. So I guess there's nothing else to do but get this all in front of the cabinet. Unless there were other things we needed to discuss.
This might be our last opportunity to talk things through before the cabinet weighs in on a decision regarding the Terramorphs.
Von meiner Seite aus nicht. Gehen wir rein.
Then here we go.
Jawohl. So, dann sagen wir mal den Pfeifen hier Bescheid.
Welcome back, all of you. I wish we were meeting under better circumstances. But according to Hadrian's report, and the second one I just received, it seems the Terramorph attack on New Atlantis was no random occurrence, but a planned strike. Is what I'm reading here true?
Ja. Der Angriff war geplant.
My God.
An attack? Using terramorphs? How is that possible?
You will all receive a full briefing once we're done here. So then, is what the second report claims correct? Did Reginald Orlais commit these attacks, Captain?
Ja, es war Orlais.
That appears to be the case, ma'am. The captain tracked that information down just after our trip to Londinian.
Reginald Orlais? Wasn't there a report he'd been killed recently?
Body was found floating around Etheria. Report mentioned you were sent to try and bring him in, Captain. I guess that didn't go according to plan.
Ah, yes. I was told about your mission and who ordered it. Did you two suspect at the time Orlais might have been involved in the attacks?
Nein, Ma'am. Wir dachten, wir würden uns um einen bekannten Verbrecher kümmern.
Well, it appears you were ahead of the curve. This report contains definitive evidence Orlais triggered the attacks via this Lazarus plant the Captain and Major Sanan uncovered.
Simply harrowing.
Indeed. Though it would have been preferable for him to have finally faced the UC's justice, it seems both of you are to be commended for ensuring he was dealt with before he could strike again. You have our thanks. Now, with our villain unmasked, we can attend to the other matters at hand. With the threads you've brought together here, the Lazarus plant, the attacks, the heat leeches, the three of you have likely spared thousands of lives. But it now falls to the cabinet to ensure this can never happen again. As such, the cabinet will be securing the Lazarus plant on Londinian. All materials related to the plant will be classified to ensure no one else learns its true nature.
A sound decision, Madam President.
Genau. Finde ich auch. Das war die richtige Entscheidung, Ma'am.
I'm glad you think so. So then, to our final topic. The cabinet has agreed to implement a plan that will deal with the Terramorph, and now also heat leech presence on human worlds. In fact, we've already begun enacting measures to check all UC ports and settlements for undiscovered nests. But we all understand this is only a partial solution. The project we're embarking on will be a long and difficult one. So our first step must be deciding how exactly this all will be handled.
Madam President, this microbe is clearly too much of a risk. The Aseles are the safer approach.
To someone with limited knowledge of biology, perhaps? The technology behind the microbe is solved science, Madam President. It isn't dangerous. Using it to wipe out the Terramorphs would be the quickest path to protecting humanity.
And fast results always lead to the best outcomes. don't they?
As you can see, there remains debate among the cabinet. We were hoping your group might issue a recommendation. Major?
We've had a few discussions, but our group is similarly split. Only the captain has yet to weigh in.
I see. Captain, I know this may not be your area of expertise, but we'd like to know your take on the matter.
Na super. Also, wir machen den sicheren Weg. Der Einsatz von Achilles ist am sichersten. Das wäre meine Wahl.
I'm in full agreement. No need be delving into unpredictable sciences.
Here's hoping they'll be kept on a short leash.
That, madam, is most certainly the plan.
Order, please. And Major Sinan? Dr. Walker, you'd find this acceptable?
We trust the captain's judgment.
Then the matter is settled. We'll begin the process immediately. Today marks day 1 for the United Colonies Terramorph Management Division, making you 3 the founding members of the TMD. As befits such a group, the Cabinet wanted to display its gratitude. Today, we will be adding 3 new Class 1 citizens to our ranks.
Class 1? For the 3 of us? Are you joking?
What he means to say is, thank you, ma'am.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, ma'am.
Was ist ein Bürger der Klasse 1?
It's a status reserved only for those who've dedicated their lives to the United Colonies, or done great things for its cause. Class 1s enjoy an ample credit disbursement, an additional reduction on the cost of colonial goods. And I'm told the penthouse is rather impressive.
Ja, dann vielen Dank, Ma'am.
You all have earned it. Now, there's much to be done. Major Sinan, Dr. Walker, I hope you two are willing to continue your efforts, spearheading the TMD's research on Mars.
We'd be honored, ma'am.
As for you, Captain, the Vanguard will be providing much of the on-the-ground support for the TMD. As a member of both the Vanguard and the TMD, I believe you'll have your pick of duties. Speak to your commander, Tuala, if I recall correctly. He should be able to provide you with assignments going forward, plus help you collect the benefits that come with being named Class 1. On behalf of the whole of the United Colonies, you have our sincerest gratitude. This meeting is adjourned.
Jawohl. Klasse 1, Mann. Ui. Voll fett hier, ne? New Atlantis. So, dann, was macht denn der gute Harry jetzt als nächstes? Die Hauptmission weiter. Ich glaube, die Mantis-Mission mache ich noch nicht. Könnte die hier weitermachen. Die Hauptmission wahrscheinlich.
Reginald Orley's days of inflicting death are over.
So. Vielleicht sollte man mal abspeichern. Was kann ich denn hier oben noch alles machen? Können wir eine Immobilie kaufen?
Hey there.
Oh, ich wollte ja nochmal mit denen hier reden, ne?
Ah, well, isn't this a pleasant surprise? I hadn't expected to run into you again.
Beim letzten Mal warst du ziemlich aufgeregt.
Yes, well, I had good reason to be distressed. You had already helped me establish that there is something unprecedented going on with this tree. Now my superiors have been made aware. There is growing concern. Oh my. A bit of an unintentional pun, isn't that? Well, concern that things are going to get worse. The data we gathered points to a definitive trend. The vibrations coming from this tree are increasing in strength and frequency. Because we've never seen this before, not on this scale, we have absolutely no idea what the upper limit is. We don't know when or even if this will stop. It's imperceptible by normal human standards now, but given time. While I hesitate to speculate on the possibilities, well, none of them are good.
Klingt so, als müsste dieser Baum gefällt werden.
You are not the first to suggest it. However, until I have all the data and a clear picture of what's going on, I am not willing to concede the point. There is data regarding other, younger members of the species. Unfortunately, there are some, shall we say, personal issues with acquiring it. Personnel issues, if you understand me.
Und jetzt brauchst du wieder meine Hilfe.
Not necessarily, but if you're offering your services, you've certainly proven to be reliable help in the past. One of the other researchers in MAST, Emilio Hadek, has research I believe could be vital to my work here. He and I don't see eye to eye, and so far he's refused to turn it over to me. I'm hoping that if someone else were to ask, he might be more inclined to relinquish it. What do you say?
Also, ich beschaffe dir deine Forschung.
Oh, thank you. Last I knew, he was on a field assignment somewhere near the outskirts of the city. Perhaps it's best if you don't mention my name in the process?
Schon klar. Muss ich hier hin, oder? Ah.
Of all the assignments they could have given me. Could you stand a little to the left? I think you're blocking my readings.
So eine Pfeife. Genau, ich arbeite auch für den Mast. Es geht um Forschungsdaten zu Bäumen.
Trees? I see what's going on here. You're working with Kelton, aren't you? Nice try, but it's not happening. No. No way. Kelton is actively ruining my career. There's no chance that I'm helping him with anything. Whatever this thing is he's on about, he's just doing it to make himself look good with the higher-ups. I'm not helping him with that.
So. Halt meint, es geht nicht um ihn, es stehen Leben auf dem Spiel.
Right. Of course, we're all in danger. Trees are involved after all. He really won't let this go, will he? Maybe I can make this work in my favor. Okay, you know what? I'll hand over the data. But I'm only going to do so after you've helped me secure a better position in MAST.
Was soll ich machen?
Oh, don't worry. You're just going to erase some files for me. Make sure I look good next time promotions get passed around.
Na gut, ich bin dabei.
Wait, really? Wow. Okay. Okay.
I'll follow your lead, but I wish handling our tree issue didn't involve using illegal methods to get the job done.
I've gotten a few bad performance evaluations in the last couple of years. Totally unjustified, incredibly unfair. I found a backdoor into the mass network so I could make some changes to my personnel file. But it turns out the chief engineer knows what she's doing. The only way to get access is from the terminal in her apartment, which is kind of locked.
Alter. Nee, ich versuche ihn jetzt zu überzeugen, oder?
Sorry, that's not on the table.
Das ist der
From where I'm
falsche Weg,
standing, kinda seems like it is.
Oh, nee, ne? Wir sitzen auf einem Pulverfass. Die Daten sind extrem wichtig.
I don't want to cause problems, really. Okay, look. Just hear me out, alright? I really need this to happen. If you do this for me, I can make it worth your while. You delete that data, I get promoted, I'm pulling in a bigger salary. I can compensate you. I'll throw in some extra credits for you, okay? A nice little bonus. But first, you need to get into the chief engineer's apartment.
Also gut. Für die Credits, aber hau mich nicht über so.
Oh, good. Thank God. You really had me on the ropes there. Listen, this'll be good for the both of us, okay?
If it were up to me, we'd be walking away from this deal right now.
Then it's a good thing your partner over there is making all the decisions, isn't it? Just get in, access her terminal, delete the files, and get out. Really simple.
Na, gut, komm.
Best of luck out there.
Mhm.
Ever run into spacers? Scumbag.
Dann, ja. Mach es halt mal schnell.
Your first day tomorrow?
Yeah, I officially passed my certificate.
Das wird jetzt wohl bestimmt alles hier abgeschlossen sein, oder? Okay. Hacke.
If that was locked, there must be something they don't want us to find.
Liegt Geld herum wenigstens oder so ein Kack? Dass es hier nichts umsonst drin war. Ach komm schon, echt, ey. Na gut. Der hier, ne? Warte mal, was habe ich denn? Der hier? Was soll ich da jetzt löschen? So, oder? Keine Aufzeichnungen. Empfehlungen. Auch noch löschen. Oder? Wir gehen mal zurück.
At least you're a distraction from work. You have some good news for me?
Alles ist für deinen Neuanfang bereit.
They sure are. I took a peek on the network, saw that things have updated. Great job. You came through for me, so now I'll do the same for you. This slate has all the data Kelton needs. And because I am a man of my word, here are the extra credits I promised.
Läuft. So, dann machen wir das und ja, mal schauen. Vielleicht tatsächlich dann danach die Hauptmission.
I tried to tell my colleagues that botany was important. I tried to warn them.
But
I hope you have the data. It's really quite crucial.
du schuldest mir was, Kelten. Mehr als du glaubst.
If it's all the same to you, I'd prefer to go on not knowing. I'm sorry if this was complicated. I'd prefer to remain unaware of the details in the event that it comes up later, particularly in a legal setting. And I suppose I'd better verify the data to make sure Emilio didn't double-cross me. But you have once again come through for me. I'm truly hoping that this is the last piece I need to figure out what we can do.
Für eine Handvoll Credits tue ich alles.
That is hardly reassuring. It is, in fact, the exact opposite. Still, though, thank you for your assistance.
Und nett. So, dann muss ich jetzt mal wirklich schauen. Zu Venus. Die Frage, brauche ich da neue Waffen oder sowas? Wie viele Punkte habe ich denn noch? Teilchenstrahlwaffen. The Pack. Regeneriert sich schneller. Was haben wir hier noch? Rang. Mal, ich habe ja schon. Klasse B darf ich schon fliegen. Klasse C. Soll ich da... Ach, ich nehme die Laserwaffen. Gut, dann, wenn ich jetzt mit dem rede, da gibt mir dann nur wieder eine neue Mission, ne? Aber wir hatten ja noch irgendwie was wegen meine Klasse 1 Bürger, Vorteile oder sowas. Ich gehe mal zu dem. Was ist hier noch? Ah, stimmt. Mit denen sollte ich auch noch kurz reden.
Congratulations.
Dass ich, ja, zu ihm gehalten habe.
Authorized personnel only. Your friend has to stay here.
Jetzt bin ich mal gespannt, was er sagt.
What's this? Just you then? No UC executioner. So the cabinet knows the truth about Orlays. Splendid. That means you and I can get to work.
Genau, dann reden wir über die Arbeit, die du mir anbietest.
Well, thanks to our combined efforts, the Sanan name has more clout with the cabinet than it has in years. I hope to build on that. I have a long list of names civilized society would be better without. I just need someone to help me remove them from the picture. Should we begin the hunt? Or did you have questions?
Ja. Ja gut, warum nicht, wenn es Kohle gibt, ne? Lass uns
Just what I
loslegen.
was hoping to hear. There's a slate waiting for you in the transfer system.
Also der gibt mir dann praktisch auch wieder neue Missionen immer.
Authorized personnel only. Your friend has to stay here.
Gut, dann, ja. Spreche ich jetzt mit dem Yumi? Oder spreche ich jetzt...
I'm so excited to see Tony after work.
Warum muss ich bei den Kelten nochmal vorbeischauen? Jetzt gehe ich mal hier zum Commander Tuala.
Well, well, I've got to say, this is a first. I've never had a Class 1 citizen in my ranks before. Congratulations, Captain.
Tja, danke, Commander. Ist mir eine Ehre.
No need to thank me. You brought this on yourself. I've already gone ahead and processed your Class 1 benefits. All UC goods and services should now have a thanks for protecting the colonies discount. And the credits should be in your accounts now. But to get into your penthouse, you'll have to pay a visit to the Aphelion Realty office. They should be able to grant you access.
Jawohl.
Higher-ups wanted to make sure you know how much they appreciate what you've done. But with all that squared, it's time to get you a new assignment. There are your standard Vanguard missions, putting those pilot skills to use defending UC space. Or you could help the TMD in cleaning up terramorphs. Oh, and I got a request from Dr. Walker. Wanted your help collecting biological samples to keep an eye out for any, new alien threats on the horizon. Any of those missions call to you?
Ach je. Soll ich auf eine Vanguard-Mission gehen? Ja, warum nicht?
Suppose that's true. Well, we can remedy that right now.
Aber jetzt mal hier zum Immobilienbüro noch. Warum auch nicht?
Well, well, if it isn't the United Colony's newest Class 1 citizen, you've made quite a name for yourself in New Atlantis. In fact, the higher-ups want to thank you for your dedicated service by giving you one of the nicest pieces of real estate in the city. It's a premium penthouse at the top of Mercury Tower. Best location in New Atlantis, in my professional opinion.
What do you say? It'll just take a second to get you registered as the owner.
Ich bin interessiert.
Great! You're in for a real treat. It's one of my favorite apartments in the city.
Okay, you're all set. Your new home's located in Mercury Tower in the residential district. You'll love the place. It has a gorgeous floor plan and an unbeatable view of the city. Now that you're an owner, I'm sure I'll be seeing you around town.
Ja, besuche dein neues Penthouse. Das mache ich jetzt. Wo ist das? Jetzt schauen wir mal, wie die Bude aussieht. Ach, ist das der Tower hier, ne?
Nice day for a picnic.
I love it.
That movie was epic. Definitely better.
Jawohl. Bisschen wenig Möbel, ne? Kam halt ohne Möbel, das Ding. Jawohl. So nah am Flughafen. Bisschen laut hier, ne? Naja. So, Küche. Okay. Das hier ist eine Abstellkammer. Sarah, geh mir halt aus dem Weg hier. Ah, das Bad, okay. Oh ja, die ist echt ein bisschen geräumig, ne? Sieht cool aus. Oh, ein weiterer Balkon. Ja, sieht cool aus. Ah, das ist mein Raumschiff. Ja, geil. Nochmal. Ein zweites Badezimmer. Ja, cool. dann gehen wir wieder. Anscheinend muss ich dann noch Möbel kaufen oder so.
It's easy to forget.
What do you think I should wear? I'm thinking
So. Ja, dann gehe ich halt nochmals zu Kelten. Warum auch immer. Gibt er mir dann nochmals eine Mission.
Again, thank you again for getting the data. I need some time to verify this data. The data on this slate could very well be crucial. Lives could be at stake. I couldn't have gotten this slate without your help. Thank you.
Okay. Mehr nicht, oder? Na gut. Also, Fraktionen. Was kann ich hier weitermachen? Und da die Mantis. Da bekommt man, glaube ich, ein neues Raumschiff. Das mache ich aber auch bald. Ich könnte jetzt mal wieder die Hauptmission ausprobieren. Beziehungsweise vielleicht sollte ich mal schauen, ob ich ein paar neue Waffen kaufen kann. Ja, also wir gehen zum Raumhafen. So, dann gehen wir mal wieder zurück zu unserem Raumschiff.
I know your type.
I'm sorry. Heat leeches can turn into what?
Terramorphs. Giant carapace-encrusted tanks. Hence the new scanning protocols. On our watch, no heat leech.
So, und wir speichern hier ab und machen dann beim nächsten Mal hier weiter. Beziehungsweise...
To Venus? Want to see what I'm carrying?
Ein paar Sachen verkaufen? Nee, das passt eigentlich.
Goodbye.
Hat er nicht noch ein paar neue Waffen oder sowas?
Nothing for us to do. You're in good flying condition.
Ah, okay.
Sure, have at it.
So, was gibt's denn hier zum Modifizieren, Mann? Das sind die Laser. Ich kann nicht eigentlich mein Schild? Schild wäre nicht schlecht, oder? Waffe. Schilde. Das kaufe ich jetzt. Ja. Gut. Dann speichern wir ab und das war's dann auch schon. Und ich denke, wir machen dann beim nächsten Mal weiter. Und zwar mit der Hauptmission. Gehen direkt mal ins Cockpit.
Captain, where are we headed next?
Und wir heben ab, Leute.
All thrusters firing.